Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hello MJ friends, stuff to talk about today. TLRY, CGC, we're going to go over all the main names, some after hours action going on. So look at how strong we closed on TLRY, look at how strong we closed on CGC, increasing bull volume, huge move. Let's turn on after hours. Dump. All out dump on TLRY. Everybody in the sector that trades after hours correlated to this. Look at CGC. So what happened is TLRY diluted. They are raising funds by issuing shares, and there's not a lot of information in that press release, and they don't tell us at what share price that those funds are being issued, and I can guarantee you it's at cheaper than what the current price is. But this is algos reacting to the headline. Pretty much these algos are programmed to recognize convertible debt, they have keywords, and as soon as they hear those keywords, they sell. This dump happened fast enough that it's not humans reacting to that news. This is 1 minute. And in 1 minute, we went from 156 down to 143. That's a 10% drop in 1 minute. So then you see the humans start to react to things. And that's humans buying the dip. And I was one of them on CGC. Down here, I placed a bid at 47.90. And I was the top bid and the biggest bid for a long time. And it just sat there. And it sat there, and some shares filled at 47.90. I think an order for 11 shares went through, and then the bounce started. So I missed it. I missed that dip. I almost nailed it. It would have been a huge win. And that's just, again, so traders bought the dip. Algos dumped in correlation to everything. Traders bought the dip. So where we stand right now, still a pretty strong close for CGC. Right now, the bid and the ask, 48.85, 48.95. TLRY is not going to recover as strong because it is the name that is specifically affected here. But as I've said in previous videos, something that we need to watch out for bearish action is these companies using their elevated share prices to raise funds. Again, all of these companies are public in order to raise funds. That's why companies go public. If you don't need money, you can stay a private company. Obviously, it's a lot more in-depth than that and a little bit more complicated. But generally speaking, you go public to raise money. So a lot of these companies are going to issue shares, and it's going to cause the price to react. Why does the share price dump when there's news for convertible debt? The market is smart. The market is instantly pricing in a known future event. So a member said, this convertible debt, these aren't going to hit the market for, months or year, however long. And that doesn't matter. It's the market pricing in the known future event. It doesn't matter if those shares are increasing the supply right now because the market knows it's going to increase the supply in the future, so it prices it in. So that's what happened after hours. The question is going to be, can we recover, as we had a very strong close, and this after hours action is spoiling that a little bit. And when you see a news release come out after 4 o'clock, you assume it's bad. That's just a general assumption. If a company has bad news, they do it after hours. They don't do it first thing in the morning. And that's why TLRY released this news at 4:05 right on the dot. So TLRY likely to see a little bit more weakness because of this compared to everybody else, but it may drag down other names as well. And that's something that we have to be aware of. So another thing I want to touch on. Someone made a comment on the YouTube video yesterday about wanting me to share my losing trades as well. And then a lot of people liked that comment, so it got a lot of traction. So to address that, absolutely, I agree. Losing trades is a great way to learn from your mistakes and go forward. I have no problem sharing my losses. I have a pet peeve with people in my position and trading personalities that only highlight their winners. I really hate that because it's not an accurate representation. As a trader, if you're a day trader, you lose all the time. That being said, I'm definitely self-conscious about being egotistical. I don't ever want to sound egotistical because that's what, again, the vast majority of people in my position do, and we strive to separate ourselves with the chart guys from that. We don't do Lambos, we do goats, and I don't want to sound egotistical, but right now I'm in the second longest winning streak that I've ever been in with stocks in my life, and I say stocks because nothing will ever compare to 2017 crypto, but the best winning streak I've had with stocks was a month ago, and that was back in August. And so now I'm on my second biggest win streak, and I've greened 13 days in a row. 13 days ago, I was in Iceland for a week and not trading. I don't remember when my last red day was, to be completely honest. And I'm so in the zone right now, and things are so easy that it's a little bit scary to me. And I know the market's going to slap me in the face and give me a solid red day one of these days, but where I stand right now, I'm just not losing. And I don't want it to, sound like this is the way it is and everybody can get to this level, because it's taken me 8 years to get here. But 2 years ago, I never in a million years thought that I could be at this level of trading that I'm at right now in terms of consistency, in terms of position size, profit, all of that. It's just a little bit surreal at this point. So I will absolutely share my losses when I have them. But at this point, my losses are break-even trades. And, my biggest CGC losses are maybe 10-cent losses. So if you guys want to hear about, break-even trades or 10-cent losses and little failed scalp attempts, I'll definitely show you them. But it just seems a little bit boring to me, as I assume most people are not scalping for 20-cent moves. So, I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you want to see these little failed attempts. But let's get into the analysis. And here's some proof. This is my favorite thumbnail that we've ever done with crypto. And this was highlighting me making a huge mistake, a $50,000 mistake, where that was a very interesting moment, where cryptocurrency, I placed an order. I thought I sold my position. I went out to eat dinner. I came back. I saw an all-out dump in the cryptocurrency space. And I said, all right, I'm going to play this bounce. Hopped online and I saw my orders never went through and I still had a position, and I just suffered that all-out dump. And I just lost $50,000 in about 2 hours. And I made a video right after that. And to see my emotional composure after that was, again, just a huge sigh of relief for me. And I made it back a couple days later and all was well. But I have no problem highlighting my mistakes. I will gladly do so next red day that I have in the Canadian MJ space. And I thank you for that feedback, because, again, yes, absolutely, losing trades is important. And that's where you're going to learn the most about yourself and correct those mistakes to improve yourself. So let's get into the regular old analysis. Daily time frame. So things are going to shift, obviously, because of the after hours action. TLRY is still down $9. It's a daily inside bar, and we're going to stay within a daily inside bar most likely. All depends on where we open tomorrow. I'm looking at my other screen here where we are after hours. 147, 148 bid and ask. So the support is 143. If we open over 143 tomorrow, we have a daily inside bar to watch. Break 143 and we look to 131.50. And if bulls can pull it out and break 157, which I would be astounded if they could, but if they did, we would look at 165.86 after that. So it is a tightening range. You can see that after hours lower wick. So pretty much we need to see, we really need to see where we're going to open pre-market. And that's why waking up, an hour and a half before the market opens and getting prepared for the day pays off in the long run. So likely to start tomorrow with an inside bar on TLRY. And the question is, can the bulls hold 143 or not? And that will give us some insight. CGC had a very strong close at the end of the day as well. Daily time frame is also an inside bar, but much closer to a bull break. 49.29 and 49.46 are the levels for the bulls to break. On this daily time frame, keep in mind, again, we have not seen 2 green days in a row in 3 weeks at this point. If we see an inability to break, look at this double top. Remember this double top from last week? It was actually maybe this week. It was this week. But we had the double top. Double top of resistance, 51.21, 51.15. Anything under that is a lower high. Look at the 4-hour time frame. This is a straight shot off of the low. This tells me that the bulls are overextended. To think that we're just going to go straight up and break this resistance level without consolidating is not realistic without news as a reason for it. So I'm cautious right now. And I actually missed a lot of this move. So there's a mistake. It was a mistake that ended up profitable, my favorite kind. But I sold yesterday at the end of the day because things were different. We talked about the oversold bounce and how it got started a little bit earlier than usual. And so I sold at the end of the day yesterday and locked in that profit. And I missed a lot of upside today. I left a lot of money on the table. And again, I was getting over that very, very quickly. I did not have any FOMO. I could care less. I locked in profit. I didn't like the setup this morning. I did end up trading CGC, one of these consolidations. I bought the dip and flipped it for 30 cents for a solid day maker. And that's all that, I need. So yes, I left money on the table. It was a new scenario. I learned from this experience. I'm going to learn more and be able to apply that the next time we see a similar setup. But as of right now, I'm very cautious as a bull because this hourly chart has not consolidated sufficiently enough for me to be confident. So if we see a higher open tomorrow, and I did swing an ACB position, which I'll talk about next chart, but if we see a higher open tomorrow, I'm locking in that ACB profit. I'm going back to all cash, and I'm patiently waiting for some healthy consolidation because we are extended off of the low. It's been a beautiful oversold bounce. We got the follow through. The only thing different about this bounce is the timing. Rather than it happening first thing in the morning with a flush down, that flush was right before the end of the day. The bulls bought at the end of the day, and then that buying continued pre-market with a stronger open and then continuation. So overall, short term, we need some healthy consolidation, and daily chart is still in a downtrend. If we change the trend, we are no longer in an uptrend, and if we cannot break 51.21, we are going to see a lower high set. The ideal scenario for the bulls, healthy 4-hour consolidation, establish a higher low, ideally above $48, and then break that double top. That's the ideal scenario as we get closer and closer towards October 17th. ACB, I love this daily chart. You give me a clear daily tightening chart, and I'm a happy man. And that's what we saw with CGC. And it broke bearish. It was a very clear bear break at $48. ACB now has a chance to break bullish. So we have our high, our low, lower high is $12.95. Higher low is $11.69. That is our current range. We are favoring the bulls with a strong close. I got in towards the end of the day, up a little bit in that position with the close at the high of the day. It's all about $12.95 tomorrow. If we break $12.95, that's a clear bull break. If we cannot break $12.95 and we reject and we pull back, we're going to have a continued tightening range into the end of the week. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on for tomorrow. ACB has my full attention. And again, I will be looking to lock in some profit. The difference is on the hourly time frame, we did consolidate briefly and establish a higher low and then saw continuation. It's a little hourly bull flag rather than just a straight shot. So again, when the bulls are tiring themselves out, they're sprinting straight forward, they need a breather. That's a little bit of a breather and then continuation as opposed to just a straight move on the hourly time frame without really having that time to take a breather. Bulls are more out of breath on CGC than they are on ACB, if that analogy makes sense. So keep an eye on that ACB daily time frame. Really nice, most clear daily chart out of anybody. APH, bounce attempt, daily inside bar, break of 1590 is bearish, break of 1726 is bullish. So knowing what the sector is doing, the first thing I do is I look at the hourly chart and I say, are we overextended? And no, we consolidated here. We established a support level at 1668, and now we're looking for continuation. So ACB already got that continuation at the end of the day, so that tells me it's a bit more bullish than APH currently is. And APH has to turn around and see a break of 1726 in order to get follow through. So range is 1726 to 1668. Need that continuation move on this bounce. On the daily time frame, anything under 1869 is just a lower high. So that's where we stand on APH. Cron, very clear lead bear today. Everybody was up 6%, 7%, 8%. Cron was red. Cron was down 3% most of today. So again, it's just consistently being a laggard in this space. And we do have a bullish reversal candlestick. It's just much weaker candlestick than everybody else. Support established at 1021. Anything under 1199 is a lower high. And where we closed, we need a 10% move before we're even close to that resistance. So unless the bulls are going to be able to bounce, 12% in the next couple days, we're looking for a lower high to form on this bounce, and the bulls are not close to changing this daily trend. Hourly time frame, certainly a much different look. No hourly trend change nearby. Anything under 1108 is just an hourly lower high. We're likely going to have to establish an hourly lower high, consolidate for a higher low, and then break those lower highs. NBEV. I'm bringing NBEV back here because the bulls are impressing me. And we have a cup and handle psychology pattern. We have the resistance from the all-time high, the pullback, the inability to break the all-time high, and this is healthy consolidation right now. There's no dump here. This is the potential handle of the bull flag. If the bulls can come out swinging and break 18 or 850 first thing, we've got 865 and 895 after that, and then the all-time high. An increase in bull volume and a break of 850 would be a great sign, but I do believe we were hit after hours here. Look at that dump. Everybody correlated. Everybody that trades after hours saw this dump after hours thanks to TLRY. So that is a bit of a setback. We closed up above 810, and here we are down under 790 after hours because of this reaction. And you have to keep in mind, any name that has a high share price is at risk for raising funds. It all depends on how much cash they have on hand. And you need to be aware of financials and reading financials if you want to know who is most likely to raise funds and who is least likely to raise funds. And that is definitely, again, it's pretty much the only bearish short-term catalysts that I can see for the sector right now as we head into October 17th. So NBEV, keep an eye on the daily chart. Things are tightening. And the bulls have to break 850. Look at this clear top. 850, 847, 865. So break that resistance level, and there's some nice space to the upside. NBEV is not dead, but you better keep a stop loss, because the last thing you want to be doing is getting stuck in a position like this that is not a powerhouse long-term fundamental company like CGC or any of the other major players. 750 key support, 850 key resistance. TRST, I like this one as well because it's an equilibrium. We have the high, the low of the pullback, lower high, and the bulls are trying the higher low right now. So support was 1126. We formed a higher low at 1152. Have to change the hourly trend back to the bulls, which they haven't clearly done. We do need continuation still, but essentially we're looking for a bounce and a lower high to form compared to 1303 to see this daily range continue to tighten. And again, I like tightening daily patterns. I like tightening any patterns. I play them all day. Pretty much my trading style, I wasn't trading CGC most of the day today, I was trading Tesla and Amazon, and it was based off 2-minute patterns. So I'll show you that in just a second. But TRST, need follow through, need to break 1211 first thing, and then we look for that daily lower high. And that's a nice tightening range to be watching. So just an example, Amazon 2-minute time frame. So I look at the Amazon hourly chart heading into the open, and because of the dump that we saw yesterday and the bounce pre-market, I say, all right, we're looking for an hourly lower high. There's no chance we're getting back to the high of yesterday. So I head into the morning saying, anticipating an hourly lower high, and then we look to the 2-minute time frame with the morning action, and it gives us a beautiful equilibrium. And that equilibrium, as we know, is a tightening range with our low, high of the bull move, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, bear break right here. And that bear break occurred at 1982, and then we dropped down to 1949. So all you got to do is just wait for the tightening patterns and then play the bear break or bull break of that tightening pattern. Sometimes it won't follow through. The vast majority of the time it will. It seems easy. Once you get comfortable, it is easy. That's the bottom line. That's it. Technical analysis. I enjoy it. We'll see if the bulls can follow through tomorrow. Need to see CGC hold on to this recovery and close ideally. Need to see it open tomorrow above 49, and we'll see if we get follow through for this sector, keeping in mind that names are overextended on the hourly time frame. A lot of names are still very likely to just form a daily lower high, and we have to be cautious of correlations in this sector and names raising funds through issuing shares and increasing supply of shares. I appreciate you watching. I hope you all continue to do good things. We got some more Iceland here at the end, and we'll see what fun tomorrow brings. We got an Instagram. I think I said that. Click a link. Be my friend.